two slip fielders are back. Still missing the third. That man's probably a little jet lagged, but he's back in the country, so we'll have him soon. We're going to go through the two key series that's going on right now, both fast-paced, limited overs games. India, South Africa, and Australia, Pakistan. Sorry, when I say Australia, Pakistan, I have to look this way because no eye contact allowed.
That's only with women. That's only with women.
Okay. Well, maybe I see the camera as a woman, so you never know. I'm wearing the right colors to talk about this too.
Nice.
So yeah, we're gonna start off with Chai.
Let's do Australia, Pakistan, and then wrap up with India, South Africa. Let's wrap up on a high.
All right, okay. Cool. So we've had a really close contest between the two teams. ODI series was won by Pakistan.
Yeah.
I still can't believe they fielded a subpar team for the last game, the decider. How crazy is that?
I think it's all in prep or resting up the players. Were they part of BGT?
Yeah. So most of the
Right.
players who were rested, but the thing is, while they were resting, no one was resting. They were all like Coldplay concerts.
Well, I think I mean the way I looked at it is the rest equal to let's not get injured.
And
Yeah.
Coldplay concert
What?
is not the right place for that. You know how many people attended that thing?
Oh, geez. But yeah, the same Australian team that outscored Pakistan in the first one day, it got bowled up to sub 200 in the next two games, which is like a third game is an exception, right? Because they didn't
But
have their A team.
to be honest, even the first game wasn't won by Australia. It was lost by Pakistan. I know they only
Yeah,
scored 203 runs, but they were eight down, and they gave
yeah.
easy runs to Pat Cummins when he rocked up. They bowled four wides when Pat Cummins came in.
Well, it's all set up. Jay Shah got on the call with PCB and said, "Hey, you know, this is Jay Shah, BCCI president, got on a call with
Not the ICC.
no, Jay Shah, BCCI president spoke to Jay Shah, ICC president, and Jay Shah, ICC president spoke to PCB. It was a conference call, pretty complicated, but saying, "Hey, let's give these guys a bit of an easy run." So their confidence is really high, and then we're gonna come in, and then PCB asked, that's good, but isn't your confidence like all-time low?" And then Jason hung up the phone.
uh, but yeah, I think the whole ODI series was just weird because they couldn't
Yeah,
score. Like none of them could score any runs. Even Australia didn't score that many. But I
exactly.
think Pakistan had a really good second game where they just like
That
smashed the score with just one
exactly.
wicket down. But again, 163 run score in an ODI, you just don't see that happening with Australia, in Australia especially.
Yeah, and
Uh,
I think credit to be given to the Pakistan. They had pretty good with both ball and bat. At no way did Pakistan give the sense that it was the same pitch that Australia struggled on,
yeah,
because they were scoring. Both their second innings chasers were in the 25 to 28 over mark. So pretty good, decent help run rate. You're running here, right? Scoring at about 5 and 6, where the entire Australian team wrapped up in under 140, 150 runs.
yeah. I think Harris Roth showed up that game, right? Like
Yeah.
I've never seen that guy go at an economy of under four. Like I've even when he takes wickets, he always gets smashed. But that was one game where he had the best economy, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
his now figures were 8 overs, 5 wickets, 29 runs with an
yeah,
economy of 3.62.
yeah. Um, and even then, he bowled four wides. On his best day, he bowled four wides. Um, and to be honest, that was the only game where Pakistan fielded decently too. Like
Hmm.
the the real Pakistani fielders showed up in the T20 series. They literally last game they dropped so many like if they caught everything, they would win the game.
uh, that's
The game was fairly close anyway, but they would win the game. That's why they would win the
yeah.
game. Ugh,
And you know, in Australia, I mean, this goes for any touring team, right? That's visiting Australia. You got to bring in your A game, not only with bat and ball, but also with field, yeah, on the field. Because you drop a catch, you miss that one simple runner, and then you're going to repent because that batsman's going to just capitalize on it.
yeah.
There were a few videos that I was watching around bowlers bowling no balls to David Warner and he getting out. And every time that happened, he goes on to score 100. So if you get David Warner out on a no ball,
Yeah. He'll
that's
score
it.
100.
That's it. The next round is 100.
um, yeah. Okay. So, what are your thoughts on the new gen Australian players?
Like any team that's going through transition, even the squad needs a little bit of time settling in. They've got right mix of experience and youth. You've got Matthew Shot, McGurk, Inglis, who is the captain. And then you got the experience of Glenn Maxwell, Stoinis, Tim David come in, and Zampa. So I think you got a bunch of core players that the entire team is going to be built around. And it's like I feel the team, the second T20 team, is still missing out some of those core players of Travis Head. I'm sure he's raised parked aside for Bodega Gavaskar. So there's if you look at the wider team, I think they've got a good mix of seniors plus the experience and the juniors that can build a team around. So pretty exciting times. But any team that's going through the transition, I think you won't see the 400, 200s or 250s. You're just probably going to see that high 180s.
What do you mean? The Indian teams went through a pretty decent transition.
But that transition, the T20 transition, has been happening in India for a while, right? The IPL's brought up a whole bunch of talent.
Yeah.
Um,
What about the
and
BBL and the PSL? Both of those
uh,
teams have it.
all right, all right. Let's not open up that can of worms because we need people from all three T20s to listen to us. But yeah, I think we all know the IPL is far bigger than BBL or PSL, and the quality of games and players that are coming out is pretty high. There's a
Yeah.
separate window in the ICC calendar, so we could bring in all the international players.
Oh yeah.
But that's not the case for BBL, where it runs in parallel to the Aussie summer. So all your key players are missing out, and same goes with PCL. No, no comments on PCL.
So for me, I think McGurk was the disappointment because I thought that guy was going to light Pakistan up, especially on his home grounds. Um, but that man, I think the best game that he had was last game where he scored 20 off of 9. Um, but it was just like
Yeah.
a tiny glimpse of what he could do.
See, I think Megak's coming in with that big reputation of hard hitting, those high flying shots, etc. And he's very young, right? He's been in the international arena for a year and a half, and he's just 22.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think he needs a little more time, a little more mentorship from the coaches and the senior players on, how to keep that pressure or how to absorb the pressure and deliver. So I feel you just need to invest on him for a few more years, and he's definitely going to deliver.
Yeah, okay, okay. Also thoughts on that crazy Glenn Maxwell innings from that shortened
Uh,
game
au- Audition for IPO.
for the auction. I don't think
That's it.
Maxwell needs to audition anymore. Let's be honest.
See, I think with Maxwell, right, his form is goes on a curve, right?
Yeah,
It's peak, then it drops. Everyone forgets about him, and then he brings out this amazing innings, and then like, oh my god, he's
this
back
guy's
in
in the
form.
team. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I think he
But
just wants to remind the auctioneers that the form's there.
yeah, I think Maxwell's never had a decent IPL season anyway. I think maybe one where he's had like a 450 or 500 runs that season. But outside of that, I don't think he's ever had a proper mark in the IPL. But he's always gone for the big money in the
Yeah,
auctions.
it's the reputation that he brings, that hard hitting guy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I think when can he hold up with that reputation? Not sure. He again also comes into the all rounder. He comes in under the all rounders, and usually all rounders are getting picked. Or you get to the all rounder somewhere on the middle of auction. So by when you sort of have settled in a whole bunch of your big purchases.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a pure reputation. On his day, we've seen how he's hammered Afghanistan in that Cricket World
With that
Cup.
that no leg double hundred.
Exactly. On his day, you can't stop. But how frequent can you have on his day innings
Yeah,
is a wait and watch.
yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Probably a good time to transition into our South Africa India games.
You
Um,
mean the cricket being played in a cheat mode?
yes, simulation. At least two of the games look like that. I find that
Uh,
crazy. Yeah, where do you want to start? Where do you want to start? First game or last game?
yeah, I want to start in that game where India got bowled out for 124.
Oh, perfect. Even better.
The second game, right?
Yeah.
You always have these outliers in the series, and this was an extreme outlier where other games is 200 plus, and this
Oh
one's
no, this is not
124.
the extreme outlier, Chai. Extreme outlier was 46 all out.
All right, okay. Outliers in the series.
Okay, okay,
In
okay.
the series.
Yeah.
And again, also, let's not talk about 46 because BGT is just around the corner.
That's
I don't want
36.
trauma.
No, no, that's 36. The number you're thinking of is 36.
Ah, ouch. Ah, and now that we're talking about outliers, 19th of November is tomorrow. The, the one date that everyone don't want, any Indian fan does not want to remember.
Yeah, yeah. That's how they
Yeah.
probably moved it
Uh,
up a little bit. uh,
Good, good. Yeah, so the second game is where let's kick off. 124 all out. South Africa. I think the game went till the last over, or just till the last over. It wasn't. I blamed that on the pitch. Having said that, South Africa batted on the same pitch. It was
yeah,
one of those great T20 pitches, I would say.
yeah. So I actually think that game had the best pitch out of the whole series, where the game
You got
actually
it.
got so close. I
Hmm.
mean, think about it. A team chasing 128 and they got to 19 overs. To be honest,
Exactly.
I think our boys didn't bat as well to score more because they even lost less wickets.
Ah,
When you look at it.
our boy was giving the best view to be enjoyed from the other side. Oh man,
Uh, do you
Hardik
see how many
Pandya.
dots he pushed
Yeah,
through after that?
yeah. Hardik Pandya took the single against
Yeah.
RC and says, "Now enjoy the view from the other side." And I'm like,
Well,
"Oh my god, the
it's
attitude person."
no, no, it's probably because he remembered all the actually did.
The high flying
Yeah,
six where he could have just
to
knocked
hit
her out
one run.
single.
So he's like, all right, fine, I might as well do what I can.
I was just thinking, right? The reason why I said let's start off with the second game was, the amount of heat Hardik Pandya caught after that game, especially for this one statement.
Yeah,
And then I was thinking in the back of my head, you remember that close game where Dhoni, famous last ball runner, comes chasing?
yeah, yeah,
Hardik Pandya was bowling,
yeah, yeah,
right? The T20 World Cup semi-finals against Pakistan in Melbourne,
yeah.
where Kohli was having a go. Hardik was on the other side of the enjoying the view. The T20 World Cup finals, Hardik was bowling that final over. So
Yeah,
this
yeah,
man has been on the. He's part of those key India wins.
yeah.
And I was just, this is like me introspecting because I was giving a lot of heat when I heard that statement, and then he he
He's,
barely
he's
got it
like, I've
reversed.
already seen a lot of views now. Now it's my turn to be a view.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, there's he's seen the view, and like all of us, we expect that, hey,
Yeah.
I should have taken that single, but delivering underperformance, and this is where this is what defines the player. This is what makes you the greatest players. Under pressure, Tony running him out. Under pressure, Surya getting the catch.
Yeah.
Under pressure, Kohli hitting those big ass sixes. So this is probably the difference. So Hardik, yeah, you one day when you deliver here, you'll join that
You'll get
greats.
to, yeah, yeah. Savage. But to be honest, those four drop balls in the end was the difference.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that overall, I would have. I was feeling he should have rotated the strike. Yeah, he had the caliber of hitting big sixes, but after one or two attempts where he's realized that he's not able to whack it big,
Yeah.
just go for singles, right?
That's-
Every single run adds up.
yeah, but not even that. Like, I think he should have realized because he'd been on the pitch for so long that it's a tricky pitch to be on. So let's
Exactly.
just try accumulate as much as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. The in that had they decided to basically take run hard, rotate the strikes, I'm sure we would have added at least 6 to 8 more runs in those 10 balls in the last couple of overs,
Yeah, last two
which would
overs.
have been the deciding factor for the game.
Yeah, yeah,
But
sure.
yeah, I'm calling this as an outlier because I still respect this man for hitting the no look, no response, just like, dude, ball's gone somewhere. Just see where
Just
the
have a
ball's.
look.
No.
Just have a look.
I know if the ball hits the bat, I know where it's gonna end.
Now the best part for me was he doesn't break eye contact with the bowler. It's not even that he's like looking like elsewhere.
Well,
He's looking like dead on at the bowler and like, yep, I just did this. Do whatever you want.
I seriously have big respect for those shots.
Yeah,
He's managed to repeat it as well. He's replicating it pretty often, which is really good.
yeah, yeah. For me, the surprise and the pick of the series outside, like in the South African team, was Marco Jansen. How good was he?
Man,
Ball and
ag-
bat.
again, part of me is where is this Marco Jensen during the T20 World Cup? And then I realized our IPL auction is just around the corner.
Oh.
But he's had a pretty good game all along. All the four games, he's had a. I mean, yep, everybody gets whacked around, but he's turned up with bat and ball.
Yeah, I mean, he opens the bowling for them, and
Yeah,
he
even
comes on
even
like,
when
yeah,
India is scoring 200 odd runs in the games, his economy rate is not dropping, right? He's
yeah.
except for the third game where I think the
Oh yeah,
Samson and Tilak, both of
to be
them
honest,
took
the
charge.
third game is the outlier.
Yeah, Marco Jensen's got a pretty good, game with both bat and ball this series.
Yeah,
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 good game for him.
yeah. All right, let's go to the last game. Um, the video game
The
simulation.
this is the absolute cheat mode
Yeah,
game.
I mean, for me, the crazy part was they were playing such high like risk cricket and not losing a wicket. Like everything was just up in the air. I know they dropped
Exactly.
them both once,
Yeah.
so I'm pretty sure Tilak Verma was dropped at 75, and it was an
Hmm.
easy catch. Like when I saw it, I'm like, surely, surely. I mean,
IPL, no?
South Africa
IPL.
has no IPL. South Africa also has a history of some dodging business, you
Mm.
know.
Yeah,
Like they look like catches that these guys could take in their sleep, and they drop those.
yeah,
Um, but again, anything can
yeah.
happen, right? Because
Yeah,
on
keeping
yeah,
keeping aside for a moment, but I feel it was just the team under pump because getting they're known for their T20 style of playing. You can't underestimate South Africa in T20 big hitters,
yeah,
and they were getting whacked left, right, and center. They've already lost the series, and the third game was. not doing any favors for them. Or the only chance that they had in the fourth game was to level the series.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the best outcome, and I think the pressure was on them rather than Sanju or
Ah,
Indian squad.
so what you're
They're trying to
saying is, they do what they do best. Sorry, they did what they do best.
absolutely.
Um,
But yeah, Tilak Verma promoting up to number three, brave call
well, two
from
back-to-back games now.
Surya.
I think that's his spot.
Yeah,
So
and
from what
there was a
he's asked for,
yeah, that was
but
what I was gonna say. It is not like they decided. I think it was VVS Lakshman who is the interim coach
yeah,
because Gigi is down in Aussie.
yeah.
So VVS and Surya, they trusted Tilak's call, gave him a game. Man scores a century. Like, all right, that was a fluke. Let's try again. Go again.
And he scores an
Why
even
was
bigger century.
exactly quicker and bigger?
Yeah.
Um, have you heard the post-game interview of Sanju where he said, "Sky told me you're gonna open in the next 7 games, no matter what."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And this is probably the first time where I was told that I have this sort of
Oh, a long
contract.
run.
Or yeah,
Yeah, that's
um,
fair. Because how before this we had no spots available.
exactly. A lot of people kept saying that the career. He's 10 years too late to enter the game, etc. But it's such high stakes game these
Yeah,
days in India. We keep talking about Subramaniam Badrinath. This man outperformed every single player in the regional circuit, just couldn't make it because the squad was already filled.
yeah,
Now,
yeah,
do you reckon you want to drop Kohli? You're going to drop
no,
him at his peak? No. Same goes with Sanjay. Given, I think what he's done best is now that the spots are available, we've had a go at him as well on this
mm,
podcast. Or
mm,
I've had a go at him that, he's been given way too many chances, but finally is coming
yeah,
good for his reputation.
yeah. Um, yeah. Let's see what he can do from here onwards, though, because Duck century is okay, but I don't think
Yeah.
T20 centuries are that easy to come by. Um,
I mean, I think you've called this multiple times that quick thirties is what we need, thirties or forties. We don't need this extreme like either I'm up or if I live I'm gonna score big. Now we want consistency, which is middle ground. Score a quick 30, 40, give that lightning start.
Yeah. So I was reading a stat just yesterday. Every year, India's like they've improved the number of centuries per year as a team, and with Sanju's century in the last game, we had just tied with last year's number. I think it was like 4 or 5, and they're
Ah.
like one more game to go. Can we beat last year's record? And oh,
Set a new
two
record.
two more centuries in one game. How good?
Ah,
So I think we're at
oh,
like 7 centuries now in the calendar year.
wow. Hey, thoughts about Abhishek Sharma? Again, he is one of those mega sort of reputation guy, comes in with a high expectations. It, he's had, first 2 games were pretty
I think
normal.
he had 2 good games and 2 bad games, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
First two
Um,
games are pretty normal, but the last 2 games, he's got a 50 and a 36.
yeah. No, I really like him, but I think Jaiswal can live us,
Slate.
huh?
Jaiswal would probably be if there were no competing series, I would say Jaiswal's gonna take up the
Exactly.
spot. Given
Yeah.
in past, I would have said Jaiswal and Abhishek would have opened because Sanju wasn't delivering. But with the way Sanju is, I think yeah, it becomes tricky.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think Jaiswal probably slips right in when he's available. Um,
Mm.
but like I think Abhishek Sharma is more dynamic and he can hit those big boys when needed. And yeah, you're right. Just like McGurk. Um, whatever happens, he's just gonna go at it. And Yuvraj Singh's training him quite diligently.
Hmm.
Uh, and like, how often do you see more sixes than fours? And you probably see that with Abhishek Sharma happen more often.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Um, Thoughts about our big boy Hardik Pandya?
Oh, yeah. I think he's good. He's good. I'm just disappointed he wasn't fit enough and wasn't eager enough to join the BGT squad. Because,
Yeah, that
like,
still hurts
he,
me.
yeah, yeah. Like, I feel like he's a high impact player, and he wants to be used as someone who plays those big moment games, and I think BGT is one of them. So
Exactly.
I like, maybe he did show intention, but the Celtics are like, look, you've pulled out of the red ball games. You can't be let in because that's just unfair to other players, and that's also all good. That's also all good.
It, my concern is he did not even try and prove.
No,
I mean,
we don't know that, all right?
he didn't even participate in any of this regional. I mean, this
Oh,
is
the
the thing,
Ranji
right?
games, the Ranji
Yeah, yeah.
games. Yeah,
If
yeah,
your intention is to get back into Red Ball Arena and show that you've got
yeah.
your Red Ball game still in, look at Ishan. I know he's been dropped from all formats, but he's
Yeah, but
trying his best. I mean,
Ishan Kishan's also like the player who hasn't proved anything yet.
no, but he hasn't proved. But at least after the stuff that he had done, he is now regularly turning up to
Oh
all
yeah, yeah.
his Red Ball assignments.
No, but
He's
that's the thing, right? I think the difference here is he was told if you don't do this, you're out completely. All your
mm,
career will have is just IPL from here onwards, and only because we can't control that.
yeah,
With Pandya, they haven't done that. With Pandya, they're like his body can't take the workload. He'll play the white ball games, and that's what's happening.
yeah,
Like, if that's the case, then I think he should just come out and be like, "I'm retired from red ball," instead of doing all
exactly.
of this.
Do either yeah. Be show your intent. If you want to come back into Red Bull, go back to the grassroots, go back to the local Red Bull games. Get play for Mumbai in a
Yeah,
Ranji,
yeah,
and that's good.
exactly.
It's going to be pretty fun. Just the crowd turn out just to watch him would be amazing as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And likewise, right? If he has no intentions, then make it clear so fans like us
People
don't
like us.
talk about him. Exactly, we don't talk about him in the Red Bull world anymore.
Yeah, yeah. But I think so. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Let's round off this episode on one little speculation for the upcoming series for BGT. Who do you think will be India's pace bowling all rounder?
Good one. Um, do we have multiple all-rounders available for us? It's only this one guy, right? Nitish. He's had a pretty
Exactly.
good game in the warm-ups.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. He's looked solid.
yeah.
Exactly. There's
Hey.
only one right answer.
Cool. I've got a really interesting fun fact,
Okay, go on.
right?
Yep.
In 2024, so far of all the test series, we've completed a full circle. By
Yep.
full circle, I mean, sorry, I'm just reading off my phone.
Yeah.
India defeated Bangladesh. Bangladesh defeated Pakistan. Pakistan defeated England. England defeated Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka defeated New Zealand.
And New Zealand
New
defeated
Zealand's
India.
defeated India. So we've done full circle.
Yeah.
And the end of series, the team that is not part of this circle was Australia.
Yeah.
So it's going to be an interesting series.
Yeah. Do you know, I still can't believe one thing. Um, Akshar Patel is axed from the BGT squad.
It's a hard pill to swallow, um, and I think yeah, he's still in the team's horizon, right? He's still one
Yeah,
of
yeah. I mean, he's still playing
potential
in South Africa,
futures. So
and he'll
his
probably be
ship to
pulled
South
in
Africa.
as soon as Ash or maybe even um, what's his name?
Jadeja.
Jaddu, yeah. Jaddu retires, but I don't understand how Washi's done enough to warrant a position over Akshar. I just can't believe that.
I think to me it felt it was the trust that they were trying to lay. Again, Nitish comes in out of blue, Washi comes in out of blue, um, Abhimanyu Ishwaran comes in out of blue. I mean, yep, these guys have all had a decent, pretty good Ranji series, but it's a huge bump for playing a Ranji game straight into Aussie soil and playing on pitches on Waka pitch,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's looking more likely that he might make a debut as well with both Gill
Eastern.
and maybe with both Gill and Rohit. Gill's
Yeah.
injured, Rohit's missing out, so you got two slots. Kale's fighting for one, but Kale had a niggle. He's coming. He's
He's
come
done.
back to nets.
He's cleared. Yeah,
He's
he's
got
cleared for the game, unless
yeah.
he enters again. But like
We still
the question for me is, do you see KL coming at one down and then Eastwarren and Jaswal opening?
if both of them are included, that's how I would say. But again, with all the conversations and all the discussions that we keep hearing about, Gigi or the team might say, all right, it's probably not fair for an untested player to open on Waka, so KL.
And
Go
to be
cover the
honest,
team.
he might well be the player who gets dropped to middle order if Sarfraz doesn't do enough in the first game.
Yeah.
Um, and he'll slot back in that middle order. So I reckon with that middle order shenanigans, he might come on one down.
Hmm.
It'll be interesting. Okay, cool. That's a good place to round off, and more to come on that in a couple of days when we do our little preview 2.0, because we've already done a couple of previews of the series. But the goss around this whole tournament
Preview.
evolving
It,
so
we'll probably say preview final version.
yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, tune in to our next video. Like us, subscribe us, and maybe to watch our little IPL shenanigans over here.
Oh
Just
yeah,
tap on that. Is it here or here? Somewhere here.
somewhere.
Um, yeah, and adios, amigos.
See you guys.